If you're taking Algebra 1 this year and substitution method is not making sense to you, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it in this video. So we're going to work through a few examples, and if you'd like, you can pause it and try to work it out yourself, and then once you've done that, play the video and see how you did, see if you got it right. But let's go ahead and get into it. The first example is number 1. We're not going to work through every single problem, but these are some good examples. So number 1 is y equals 6x minus 11 and negative 2x minus 3y equals negative 7. So substitution just means we need one of our equations to be equal to x or y, okay? So they've already done that for us. We have y equals 6x minus 11, and because y is equal to 6x minus 11, we can substitute that in for y in the second equation, okay, because it's equal to y. So we're going to rewrite the second equation as negative 2x minus 3 times parentheses 6x minus 11 is equal to negative 7. Okay, and now we just solve it like an equation. So we have parentheses, which means we have to distribute. Okay, so we're going to distribute our negative 3 to 6x and to negative 11. So negative 3 times 6x is negative 18x. Negative 3 times negative 11 is positive or plus 33. All right, then that's equal to negative 7, and we'll bring down our negative 2x. So at this point, we have like terms that we can combine. So negative 2x and negative 18x will combine to make negative 20x. All right, then we can bring down plus 33 is equal to negative 7. And so now we're just solving a two-step equation. We're going to cancel the plus 33 by subtracting 33, and we have to do it to both sides. So that cancels and leaves us with negative 7 minus 33 on the right, and that's going to be negative 40, and we'll bring down the rest of our equation. So now we can divide by negative 20 on both sides to get x is equal to negative 40 divided by negative 20 is positive 2. So that's the first part of our solution, all right? We also need to solve for y, but it's going to be really easy because we already have this first equation set equal to y, so we can just take 2 and plug that in for x in the first equation and just solve for y, okay? So y equals 6x minus 11. We're going to plug in 2 because x equals 2. So y equals 6 times 2 minus 11. So 6 times 2 is 12, minus 11 is 1. So y is equal to 1. And so that means that our solution is going to be equal to 2, 1, and that would be our final answer for that problem. All right, so let's go ahead and do another one like that. So again, number 2, we have 2x minus 3y equals negative 1 and y equals x minus 1. And the second equation is already set equal to y. So again, we're going to do it the same way, okay? We're going to take this part, x minus 1, and plug it in or substitute for y. And so when we do that, we will have 2x minus 3 times parentheses x minus 1 is equal to negative 1. Same steps as last time. So we're going to distribute the negative 3 to both terms, and that's going to give us negative 3x plus 3 is equal to negative 1. We'll bring down our 2x, and so now we can combine like terms. So 2x minus 3x is negative 1x, or just negative x. And then we have plus 3 is equal to negative 1. And then we can subtract 3 from both sides to get rid of the constant right there. And that'll leave us with negative x is equal to negative 1 minus 3, which is negative 4. And so we have negative x is equal to negative 4. So positive x is equal to positive 4. Okay? So again, we solved the first variable. Now we just plug that in to our y equals equation. So y is equal to x minus 1. If we plug in 4, we get y equals 4 minus 1. So y is equal to 3. That's the second part of our solution. So the ordered pair for our solution would be 4, 3, and that would be our answer. So those two problems are pretty straightforward, but you don't always get the equations set up perfectly like that, okay? So let's look at a little bit harder problem. So number 8 says negative 7x minus 2y equals negative 13. And then we have x minus 2y equals 11. So notice this time we don't have x equals or y equals, okay? So we need to rearrange one of these equations to get x or y by itself. And you can do this a number of different ways. But for this one, I'm noticing that we already have x right here. And all we have to do to get it by itself is add 2y to both sides so that that cancels and leaves us with x is equal to 2y plus 11. So now we have x equals 2y plus 11, and we can substitute this in for x, okay, because it's x is equal to. So when we do that, I'm going to rewrite this first equation here as negative 7 times parentheses 2y plus 11, and then minus 2y is equal to negative 13. So now we are going to distribute our negative 7 to both terms, and that'll leave us with negative 14y minus 77, because negative 7 times 11 is negative 77. And then we'll bring down the rest of the equation. So minus 2y is equal to negative 13. So now we're looking for like terms. So we can combine the negative 14y and the negative 2y to make negative 16y. And then we still have minus 77 is equal to negative 13. So two-step equation, we want to cancel out minus 77 by adding 77. And we're going to do that to both sides. So that cancels and leaves us with negative 16y is equal to negative 13 plus 77, which is positive 64. And so now we can divide by negative 16 on both sides to get y is equal to 64 divided by negative 16, which is negative 4. So y is equal to negative 4, okay? And again, we're going to do the same thing to solve for the other variable. We're just going to take negative 4 and plug it in for y, and we're going to use this equation right here, okay? You can actually use any of the equations, but we already have it set up to equal x, and so that's going to be the easiest. So I'm going to rewrite it. X equals 2y plus 11. We're going to plug in negative 4 for y, and so when we do that, we will get x is equal to 2 times negative 4 plus 11. So x is equal to 2 times negative 4 is negative 8 plus 11 is positive 3. So x is equal to positive 3, which means that our full solution is 3, negative 4, and that would be our answer for that problem. So let's do one more problem like that just so that you get used to rearranging equations. So let's do this one. So we have negative 5x plus y is equal to negative 2, and we have negative 3x plus 6y is equal to negative 12. So again, we don't have either equation equal to y or x, but this first equation looks like we can easily get that to equal y, okay? So I'm going to rewrite it right here. Negative 5x plus y is equal to negative 2. So if we want y by itself, we need to get rid of minus 5x or negative 5x. So we're going to do the opposite. We are going to add 5x, and we're going to do that to both sides. So that will cancel on the left and leave us with y is equal to 5x minus 2, okay? You can also write negative 2 plus 5x. It's the same thing. I just prefer to keep my x term first in front of the constant. So now that we have that equation set up, I am going to take it and plug it in, substitute it in for y in the other equation, okay? So that's going to look like negative 3x plus 6 parentheses 5x minus 2 is equal to negative 12, okay? And it's the same steps we've been doing every time, okay? We're going to distribute first. So 6 times 5x is going to give us 30x, and 6 times negative 2 is negative or minus 12. So we'll bring down the rest, negative 3x plus 30x because it was positive 30x, and equals negative 12. So now we're going to combine like terms. So negative 3x and 30x will combine to make 27x minus 12 is equal to negative 12. So now, again, we just have a two-step equation. So we can add 12 to both sides, and that'll cancel and leave us with 27x is equal to negative 12 plus 12, which is just 0, okay? So now we can divide by 27 on both sides to get x is equal to 0 divided by anything is just 0. So x is equal to 0, all right? And again, we're going to do the same thing we've been doing. We're going to use this nice simple equation right there, y equals 5x minus 2, and we're going to plug in 0 for x, okay? So y is equal to 5x minus 2. We can plug in 0 for x, and so that'll give us y is equal to 5 times 0 is 0, minus 2 is negative 2, so y is equal to negative 2, and so our full solution is 0 comma negative 2, and that is our final answer. So I hope this video cleared up some confusion. If you have any other topics you'd like me to do, just leave a comment and let me know, and I'll get those made, and I'll see you next time.